Zion sweepstakes last night. They got the third pick, and ESPN reported that Zion was rooting for the Knicks to win the lottery. But it now looks like he'll head to New Orleans, which is the smallest media market in the NBA. So, Shannon, was last night a bad night for the league?
Colossal loss. Zion is, I don't know if we've had anything like this since LeBron, Skip, coming into the league. And he might be now with the advent of social media, because social media was in its early stages when LeBron stepped onto the scene. But you want a guy like that. You want him in a big market. I'm sorry. That's not to try to disparage these small market teams. I understand you want to have superstars to stay viable. But Zion in New York, Zion in L.A., that's box office. And
just New York.
You ain't want. You know what? Skip? You know what?
New York.
Okay.
I'm good with New York.
I bet you are.
Yeah.
I bet you are. It would have been better. And the league is more interesting when you have the big guys in big markets. Jay-Z is not going to New Orleans to sit courtside to watch Zion.
Well, he might.
No, he's not.
He just might.
No.
A couple times.
Kevin Hart, Denzel, but let him be in L.A. Let him be in New York. But I don't really know, Skip. I don't really know how you fix it, because teams.
Wait a minute. Obama went to Durham, North Carolina to watch Zion, right? So who's
Yes,
to say?
He happened to be in the neighborhood.
Oh, okay.
He happened to be in the
A
neighborhood.
lot of people came in for that one.
Yeah.
Durham, North Carolina, okay, Skip, that's college. I mean, Duke, that's the Pelicans. Sell that. Oh, the Pelicans. Oh, the Pelicans playing on the Tuesday night. Woo-wee! Let's load up the family and go.
Fat Tuesday. Here we go.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
It's going to be a party now.
Skip, I do believe that all things being equal, the NBA would have preferred him land in New York, but I don't really know how there's nothing you can do, because you want to try to prevent tanking. But as long as there's a lottery system in place, you're going to get tanking. Because the Pelicans tanked. Their best player was limited to 20 minutes. And the Knicks said, okay, y'all just take it, whoever you want. Mavs, who you want? Okay,
but they didn't send their best player home.
No, I'm just saying. But that's what a lot of these teams, as long as you have this, where the Houston Rockets started this mess. Because they tanked to get Ralph Sampson.
But I mean, the Pelicans didn't want to. That wasn't by their choice.
Okay, well, why you playing?
They got sabotaged by LeBron and Rich
Even
Paul.
if you got sabotaged, so why are you only playing him 20 minutes if he's healthy? Would you play him 20 minutes had he not requested a trade?
Because he's saying that's all, folks.
Okay,
right? He wants
exactly.
Okay.
That's my point. So they got rewarded because they tanked also. They tried to prevent this because teams was being blatant with it, though, Skip. And so they're like, well, we're going to try to find a better way, and the top three teams have the same amount of odds. But all things being equal, Zion, well, I'm glad he didn't go to New York, because Michael Rappaport, let's see him come out here and bump his gums now.
He'll be bumping the wrong way.
Yeah, he mad.
He'll be spitting teeth out of his
Worried
mouth.
about it.
You know? Zion belonged in New York. I think everybody thought it was almost a foregone conclusion when obviously the Knicks only had a 14% chance of hitting this new lottery system lottery.
They made it seem like, Skip, it was a foregone conclusion. They was one of the worst teams, so they getting Zion.
It did feel like that.
Would the Knicks being back on the map be great for the NBA?
Yes.
It's a cornerstone franchise. It's just been basically dead in the water since the 70s. I know it's had its moments.
Yeah.
The strike-shortened year it got to the finals against the Spurs, but still.
Well, they could have sabotaged it like they did for Patrick Ewing in '85 when they got him.
You could make that case, which brings me to my point. It's just wrong when the Pelicans had a 6% chance of hitting the lottery and they hit it.
Right.
It's just wrong when Memphis had a 6.3% chance of winding up with the second pick and they wound up with the second pick. It has always offended my sensibilities that a league I've loved so much and covered for so long just throws its fate up to the wind of the ping pong balls. How do they bounce? It's going to dictate the future of this league, how those balls bounce. Right? It's crazy and it's wrong because the NBA has to be better than this, because 3 of the 4 worst records are outside the top 4.
Yeah.
Okay, that does, because your league, the National Football League, it just says, as Bill Parcells once said, you are what your record says you are, right? Tanking or no tanking, whatever you are, if you're Arizona and you're that, you get the first pick, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I have long wished that that they could figure out a better way to do this. It really started, and I was right in the middle of this in 1984. The Dallas Mavericks blew the whistle on the Houston Rockets for clearly, blatantly not playing their starters down the stretch. They tanked, and they wanted Akeem Olajuwon from the University of Houston to stay home and play for the Houston Rockets. Unfortunately, there was this guy who went fourth in that draft named Michael Jordan.
No, you third. Jordan was third.
I mean, third. I'm sorry, third, because Sam Perkins went fourth. But the Mavericks were upset about this. But they had the fourth pick with Sam Perkins. That they were one pick away from having Michael Jordan. But the point was, maybe they should have been tanking for Michael Jordan, right?
Right.
But the point was, it was blatant. So the NBA said, okay, we've got to stop this. We got to do ping pong balls. Okay, this has long been my theory on this. This is how I could see it in my mind's eye working. What if the NBA established a committee of a few media experts and ex-players, ex-coaches, ex-executives with no ties to any certain team, and even though they played or worked for them, but you'd have to find people who were pretty objective, who were detached because they've been out for a while.
Right.
And they had a committee just like the NCAA football committee, and have them monitor tanking and deservability over the last month of the year. And you could have shows once a week. They could do a show in which they presented their new rankings. They could just rank who deserves the first pick. Are the Knicks really tanking, or are they just that bad?
Yeah.
You could do stats. You could do lineups.
I'm afraid that some of these teams are so bad, they start tanking opening week.
Okay, but I'm saying if you had a committee, they could take that into consideration and say, well, this team tanked, so it deserves only the third pick.
Right.
But maybe it would evaluate the Knicks and say, you know what? They're just not a very good basketball team. And even though they played a lot of different lineups down the stretch, maybe they're just bad. Right. Maybe they deserve the first pick. How about the Phoenix Suns? Because look, the Knicks were 17-65. They had the worst record. The next worst was 19-63 Suns and Cavs.
Right.
You could go 6-1, half dozen.
Atlanta got screwed too, those.
Okay. All right. Well, they all did because, again, like the Suns went from the third worst record to the sixth pick. The Cavs go from the second worst, if you want to give them the edge there, to the fifth pick. The Bulls went from 4 to 7. Atlanta went from 5 to 8. Well, again, if you had a committee ranking these, this would all be thrown out the window because you'd give them what they deserve. Do you see what I mean? Mm-hmm. And you'd have you'd have to have some name for it. It'd be just like the football committee. Right. And we all hang on the edge of our seats every year. How are they going to rank the Final Four for college football, right? Well, why wouldn't you rank the draft, the lottery order?
Well, you know, in football, sometimes when teams end up with the same record, it's a coin flip. You flip a coin to see who's going to pick fourth or who's going to pick fifth.
Okay. If you
have the exact, your bad teams have the exact same record.
But I don't know how to fix that part.
Right. But I get it, the tanking, because everybody wanted Olajuwon, and then I don't care what anybody says, there's no way the Knicks were supposed to get Patrick Ewing. But the Knicks have been bad for so long, Skip, they had to give them a glimmer of hope. Well, they should have. Hey, throw them another bone. Let them get Zion. Mm. But
they deserved it. They need it.
But Skip, you hear all the reports are, if they had gotten Zion, they were going to be willing to look at to package him for Anthony Davis. Mm-hmm. So what good is that if you got him and then you trade him? Because if you get KD and Kyrie, but there might be a consolation prize. Sometimes you wanted Zion, but will the Knicks fans be upset if you get KD and Kyrie?
No, I mean,
I think that'll lessen the blow.
It'll lessen the blow, and I'm still not sold that the Knicks would be crazy enough to just trade Zion.
Get rid of him.
I'm just not sold on that. When they saw their fans react the way we saw the marketing staff react in New Orleans,
but
New York City would go crazy.
But you got KD.
Just on jersey sales.
Can you imagine KD, Kyrie, and AD? What is that?
I like Zion better.
Don't do that, Skip.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Well,
Stop it.
He's fresh. He's young. He's high energy.
AD is 26. He's 26, 11, and 2.5.
And he's won what? He's carried the Pelicans to what?
He wanted that. Well, we're going to see what Zion do. Because I know Zion lost his freshman year. He had a chance to bring Duke a national title. He didn't do it.
He got RJ'd.
Whoa. Think about this. He played with Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. That's what AD was playing with and brought it home.
Michael Kidd-Gilchrist is a lottery pick. He's pretty good.
Yeah, come on, Skip, with that shot.
Yeah.
That should be a lesson. Now, we've seen over the last 6 or 7 drafts, guys with mucked up shots go 1 or 2. How'd that work out for Markelle Fultz? Kidd-Gilchrist. You know, Lonzo shot a little funky too. How that working out?
Great. I hope he winds up somewhere where he's.
I hope so too. Cause guess what we gonna do, Skip? We gonna trade him. If Chicago, y'all really want him, give us that. What the pick they got? 7th. This is what we'll do, Skip.
7th pick.
We'll trade the 4th pick, the 5th pick, a tooth pick, an ice pick, an afro pick, and Kuzma for AD. What's up?
You want it. I don't know.
What's up, Skip? You want to do that deal? Good young players, all this talent. Y'all can have it all if the price is right.
You can have the old man and AD by yourself. That's all you got left.
No, it's not.
That's all you got.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
No, we still got assets. We got stuff we can move around. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's Rondo, JaVale, Lance. Who am I forgetting?
Well, hold up. Why?
There's Big Zoo. No, there's not Big Zoo. He got traded to the Clippers.
What about them picks?
No longer.
Don't you want the 4th pick, the 7th pick, and a young player?
Speaking of those Lakers, Shannon, it might have been a bad night for the Knicks, but it might have been an awesome night for the Lakers. Rob Parker is going to help us discuss that next.
Great.